Welcome back, everyone. This is my dad, Brett. My name's Briggs, and we're the two owners of Miles Pellet Stove, bringing you all guys another pellet stove repair video. And today, again, we're going to be working on the Pelpro PP130, and we are going to be changing out / testing a very common problem with these models. What we're going to be doing today is focusing on the hopper safety switch on these guys. We're going to be showing you a testing method and kind of talking about a little bit of the background of why these things can sometimes be a headache for your stove, but stick with us. Really, it's not that hard of a fix, right?
Not really. You know, we've had a lot of service calls on the Pelpro PP130. Not a bad stove. It's a good one. You know, in my opinion. If you like it, great. If you don't, there's others. But people call us and say, Brett or Briggs, my pellet stove isn't distributing pellets. Could you come out? And a lot of times we help them on the phone, but if they don't understand it, then we go out and do a service call. So what they've come up with is this hopper lid safety switch here. So this lid has to be down for the auger motor to move the pellets up and drop them down the chute. And it's a safety, again, a safety feature again. If this is up, the auger motor won't work. And so they do that so people don't get their hands in there. And if you have kids, grandkids, or if you've got, you know, folks that may throw things in there, it could be a hazard. I get it. So, and hopefully you get it. But anyway, when this switch goes bad, I'm telling you, you're going to be sinking. It's just not going to happen. And so most people don't have a switch readily available. So Briggs and I are going to show you a temporary test to see if it helps your stove keep running until you order a new switch for your hopper lid. Boy, that was a lot. Are you ready?
Definitely.
Okay, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
And welcome back. You know, here it is. Briggs and I always say, unplug your stove prior to doing any maintenance. It's a safety thing. You get it. So anyway, I'm going to get into the tools that you'll need to do this test, and hopefully it's a temporary fix before you order, or if you have to order, another hopper safety switch. So take a break. Help us where we can keep helping you. Like, share, the black subscribe button, or if it's white or yellow, I don't know what it is, but help us grow. Okay, let's go back to work. So, just a basic socket wrench, 3/8. There you go. Wire strippers, if you have them. If you don't, maybe some pliers or maybe a little knife, whatnot, because you're going to need this in order to, what you want to do is just have a simple wire like this. And you want to strip each end. So you've got contact, and obviously where the plastic is here, I'm not going to get shocked. So there you go. And most people have electrical tape. We use encapsulated male and female connectors, and most people don't have those. So if you've got electrical tape, a plus. And the last thing you'll need is a Phillips screwdriver. So there you go. So Briggs will break this puppy down, and hopefully this will help you keep your stove running until you get a new hopper safety switch. Let's go. Okay, showtime.
Ready to go?
Beautiful.
All right. You always catch me off just a little off guard, but I was prepared that time a little bit. So, without further ado, all right, let's go. So, real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to find the hopper safety switch. So
Son, you know what we need?
What?
We need our viewers to help us build the channel so we can help them. What can they do?
Subscribe, like, share, all that stuff, because it really helps us out to help you. And you know what? Help us build a channel. It really means a lot to us. Anyway, I think we're ready to get back to it, right?
Thank you, folks. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So, real quick, in here, if you didn't catch from the first scene, open up the hopper lid, and right here, this is your safety switch. So to remove this, there's going to be 2 screws on the right side of this stove, and it's going to be behind this panel right here. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your 3/8. There are 3 bolts on the back side here. You're going to undo them as so. We're going to come over here. What you're going to do, you're going to lift up a little bit and then out. Pull it away from these hinges. So once you have that down, put it to the side. you're going to use your Phillips screwdriver. And for these purposes, I'm going to use the impact just to speed up the process a little. I'm going to take my left hand over here. I'm going to hold that bracket and gently take out these Phillips screws. Make sure I don't lose that. I'm going to grab it. We're good. Come on over here. When I pull this out, you're going to see, let's get some light right there. You're going to see the switch in the bracket and 2 wires. So what you're simply going to do is just pull and remove them. So this is the part, if it is bad, is the thing that you replace. Now I'm going to focus on the wiring aspect. So I'm going to grab our trusty wires. So here you go. This is what you can do, folks. For the testing method, I have 2 types you can use. Here's just a basic jumper wire. What you can do, you place these in here and you use some electrical tape to secure it for the test of the stove. Or you can use, if you got some handy parts, another jumper wire, some wire crimpers, and take 2 male ends. We like this one. It's a lot better, it's more preferred, and then you can connect these 2 wires here. This acts as a bypass for the switch, temporarily that is, and what you can do now with this bypass, you're going to take your parts, move them to the side, close your stove, everything else, and then when we back up, you will then go through a basic run cycle. So meaning, you're going to be plugging in your stove again, and starting up as usual. And right then and there, in that startup phase, if the auger keeps going, boom, you already know you have a bad hopper switch, and it's time to order a new one or buy a new one and replace it. So right there, this is a good quick fix in doing this. And if it's not this, well, we'll have some other methods too to help you solve why your auger motor is not working, because this is one of these sensors, keyword, one of the sensors that could be disabling your auger motor. So this is one of the first ones I would definitely check before ordering an auger motor itself, because this part is definitely cheaper than an auger motor itself. So, you know what, Dad? Let's keep going. So right then and there, let's just say, hey.
Let's hold up. Are you gonna do it? Let's do it the old-fashioned way if people don't have those fancy connectors where we have the electrical tape and that wire, so it completes a loop. Let's just show them how to do it. Because most people don't have the encapsulated connector like this, like we can make.
All right.
And a lot of people at home, have a piece of wire. See, Briggs is just connecting one bare end to the other. So you can get some electrical tape.
So yeah, a lot of the times this is a lot harder.
There it is.
Because
there it is.
These wires will kind of like spray out on you a little bit. And so when you go like that, you can connect them as so.
The reason why we do electrical tape is because we want those wires, when you make this loop that Briggs is doing, this white loop, is we don't want those wires to clip out and hit the body of the stove. So he's just putting tape around those 2 connectors there to keep that wire intact. It's called safety. We do care.
Well, and also, not even just safety, it also holds the wires better right there. So if you're doing a test, it won't give you a false reading if one of them slips out. So there you go. That's a very quick, demonstration of a fix. So right there, now you know the quick way, now you know that way. But you know what? Let's just keep on going. I'm going to skip ahead. Let's say you did all the testing. Hey, your stove runs. Well, basically all you're going to do is you're going to remove this stuff. Sometimes the tape can be a bear, but we will keep that out. And for these purposes, right here, you got your new switch. So basically, it's very straightforward. We're just going to be working backwards. So you can skip ahead, and you don't have to necessarily watch this part. But very simple. You're going to take your new switch right here. Come on over here.
See the 2 holes? You're just going to line those up with the body right here.
So real quick, like I said, come on over here. And then line them up as so. Might have to play a little game right here. There we go. So once you find them, do a little hand threading.
I just can't believe how many times that people call, and this is usually the culprit.
Yeah, so this is why we like to demonstrate this one, because this can save you money in a service call, one, and then also it can save you money and time from preventing you of buying the wrong part. Because there's a number of times that, well, if an auger motor on a pellet stove doesn't work, well, what's the first thing people think of doing? They go out and just order a new auger motor thinking that'll work. They'll spend a good portion of the afternoon, they get their auger motor in, and guess what? It still doesn't work. So that's why before you touch that or even the control board, check your sensors on the stove. This is one of the number ones, like I said before, and later on we'll be showing you another sensor that could be another pesky problem for you guys. So I guess that's it. We're rolling to the end credits. You got anything else to say?
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. There's a pause.
All right.
Hopefully this has been helpful to all of you. And we're just do a couple closing credits. Stick with us.
All right, everyone. That is it. Hope you guys have learned some pretty good lessons with this pellet stoves and some pretty good tips and tricks to help you save some money and some time. Because you know what? Time's pretty valuable, right?
Yes, it is.
Especially these days.
I'm right with you. This is kind of like, sort of like auto mechanics. So you want to problem solve a little bit at a time. And so, with a pellet stove, a lot of people just think, well, my auger motor doesn't work, or my auger doesn't work, or whatever it is. They just go out and buy the part. And guess what? It's not the fix. So just like auto mechanics, just diagnose one piece at a time. And Briggs and I are trying our best to give you tips and tricks so you can get to the problem and save you money down the road. Is that what we're doing?
Yes, and I like
What
that.
I
One more
miss?
thing. Just one more thing.
One
Nothing
more
that you
thing.
missed. But this is, like we said earlier in this video, this is one of the sensors that could be stock in the auger motor. And the other sensor we are going to do another video on is the vacuum switch.
Oh my goodness,
And
the
so
vacuum.
watch our other video on that, because those two things, if they're tripped, they're going to stop your auger motor. But like the hopper safety switch, the vacuum switch is an actual pretty simple fix as well. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. And I want to just thank everybody for joining in the DIY pellet stove train at Miles Pellet Stoves with Briggs and Brett. We thank you for viewing. We'll see you next time.
All right, thanks guys. See you around.